this case right here, I'm putting it right back on the market, lease option it, get a $10,000 deposit immediately. I'm going to get $1,500 a month coming in for rent. I am paying out $1,210, so I get a monthly cash flow. Now, why did I choose to stay in this one? Not because I get a monthly cash flow and I get some equity. That's why I chose it. It's a nice house. It's a nice neighborhood. It's easy to occupy if it becomes vacant again. If this tenant moves out, they lose their 10. I've got another tenant in there. I get another 10 or 15,000. It's a cash machine till I die. I'm going to lease option it from the seller, and then I'm going to sublease it to a tenant buyer with the option to buy. If they cash me out, I'll just take the money and go cry to the bank and go get another house. Not with the money, but I'll go get another house to replace it. If they kill the golden goose, I'll just go get another goose. So I'm not, if they cash me out. So this is an example of one of the thousands of houses out there that you can get your hands on. It's a free asset. Somebody drops in your lap. They give you $18,000 worth of equity. They give you a monthly cash flow without any risk on your part, no investment on your part, no credit on your part. And you take that asset, you turn it into cash now, cash monthly, and cash later because of what you know. And guys, these are the ones you want. These are the ones you want. Who likes the term residual income? You like to keep on getting paid for doing the job once? Me too. Me too. And this is how you build yourself an empire. Some moron coined the phrase quick turn. There is quick turn where you get out, you get your check, and you run. In fact, that's what we're doing with axe deals, aren't we? Quick turn creates immediate cash flow. However, it does not create any future revenue. It does not create any stability. It does not create the ability to stop working. This does. You get a whole bunch of these in your portfolio, next thing you know, you got $20,000 a month positive cash flow coming in. By the way, tenant buyer is responsible for 100% of the repairs on this house. It's all in the contract. You don't have to do any repairs. So it's a beautiful cash flow machine, and most people just don't have a clue about it. All right, next. House is free and clear, but the seller has indicated on the property information sheet that they will owner finance. And we're going to cover all of that. Property information sheet is new. It's on your Gold Club site. It's in your book. And it clearly asks the question to free and clear houses, what has the seller told you? They will owner finance, or at least they will talk about it. Okay? Then you have to get on the phone. Don't try to let your VAs do this because they'll make a mess of it. This is when you get on the phone, when you get one that says yes, and you get on the phone and ask them, we got scripts in here for it, what kind of terms they have in mind, and see if you can come to an arrangement on terms. Now get this. Here's my goal. If I find a property that the seller's willing to owner finance, I have two objectives on my mind. Number one, I want to get in light with little or nothing down. Why? Because when I put it back into the marketplace, my big front-end cash payday comes from the difference between what I can get from a lease option deposit from my tenant buyer and what I give that seller. So if I give that seller too much money, I give away my front-end profit. Secondly, I want that monthly payment to be low, 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 low. And that's what I love about free and clear houses. I can negotiate low payments, no interest payments, and really sweet terms. Those are my two objectives. My main objective is not to steal a house. The price is of the three things, price is the least important to me above down payment and monthly payment. When I get a low monthly payment, I can create a massive spread per month. When I can get that payment with no interest, I can create a quick pay down on that property. And then when I can get in with little or no money, I can create a huge pile of cash coming in on the front end a few days after I take control of the property. I love free and clear houses. I love them. They're a business within the business, but they scare most people simply because they do not know what to ask or what their objective is. My objective is simple. Get some sweetheart terms. Now, if I can't get sweetheart terms, then I'm going to have to create whatever terms I can with the intention now of passing them on to an owner-occupant buyer and get out of it because there's no reason for me to stay in it. So I'm really shooting for a deal I want to stay in, but if I can't pull it off, then I'll shoot for a deal that I can pass on and still get a big check. In example 3, it's a $200,000 house in good condition with no mortgage, and after questioning, you learn you can buy for $185,000 with $5,000 down and $800 a month payment. Okay, when you see $800 a month payment on a $200,000 house, what do you know? They ain't prying this. They ain't prying this one out of my dead hand. I'm keeping this one. This is a keeper from the word go. A keeper. I see at least an $800 a month positive cash flow on this property, and maybe more if you get good at installing tenant buyers, like we discussed tomorrow. With $5,000 down on a $200,000 house, I see a nice immediate upfront cash hit, because I know that's good for at least a $15,000 non-refundable deposit from a tenant buyer. So I simply negotiate the purchase for $800 a month until paid, which means there's no interest, and $5,000 down. Put it on the market for $210,000 and get a non-refundable deposit of $15,000 and $1,500 a month rent. Very simple. So I've got a $700 cash flow, $10,000 profit up front, back end money coming in, when and if they buy, and $800 for the first month's rent, because I always give myself several months before my payment begins, and I usually install a tenant buyer in the first month, so I get to keep the rent that I collect in the first month and sometimes the second month before my payment begins. That's just another little payday I've learned to negotiate into the deals. And you will too after you go give up 2 or 3 of them.